Morning. Let me get your attention. So, the 10 skills, all right? Sorry to break eye contact, but I've got micro skills that you need to share with a friend. You need to memorize these. These could help you in your relationship. These can help you with sales, closing. These can help you just in general, meeting people. If you want to get to that next level and you don't want to be some loser that doesn't have good skills, these are the micro skills that can take you from zero to a hero. Now, I've covered these skills. There's 10 of them, and they are amazing. If you get these skills, okay? If you get these skills, they will change your life. They will change who you are. Whenever you walk into a room, people will look at you and be like, "Who is that guy? Who is that guy? I got to meet him." And then that's where it all begins, with the 3 seconds of getting somebody's attention and just talking to them, helping them, because it's a breakthrough. These 10 skills, these are micro skills. The first one, smiling with your eyes. Whenever you look at somebody, smile with your eyes. Because when you don't do that, whenever you're not smiling with your eyes, and how you smile with your eyes is just, you're excited to see them. Whenever you're looking annoyed and no interest, so whenever you're not like showing interest, like you're just not interested, it shows the person that you're not interested in them. So if you're in sales, and that's another thing, sales is the best skill to learn. I'm learning sales, and everybody's always, my grandfather, he was in sales, and he owned his own businesses. And whenever he made his businesses, I was always wondering as a kid, how is he making these connections? How is he building and now this is before online. This is before AOL, dial-up, all that stuff. He made a full-blown business, 6 to 7 figures, without the internet. And I was always wondering as a kid, how did he do it? So I was looking into the sales and like the old-timey way of like how they communicated and what they did. And that changed everything. Whenever you don't smile with your eyes and you break eye contact's another one. Whenever you're meeting somebody and you shake their hand, and if you look down, you're breaking eye contact. That's showing no respect. So, smiling as you speak. I've been looking at all of my other videos, and they have literally been me of not smiling. And I was like, I'm not smiling. I'm not smiling with my eyes. These are micro things that I'm looking at my videos, and I'm like, how can I make this better? Like, how can I be better on camera and in person? And what am I doing wrong that I'm not realizing it? So I'm like, I'm not smiling. I'm not making full eye contact all the time. I'm not smiling with my eyes. Humor and laughing. Most of my videos, if like, I notice I'm not laughing and I'm not humorous and I'm not excited, and I'm like, I'm nervous and I look nervous and I look, and a lot of people, whenever they get on camera, they tend to freeze up. They don't know what to, because we're looking at a camera. And if you can master this, you can master anything, because we're looking at a camera screen, and I know you guys are looking, but it's like, I feel like I'm talking to a wall, and it's unawkward. It's very awkward whenever you first get into social media, because you're not talking to a person, you're talking to a camera. And out of all things, I had to get used to that, and I'm getting used to that, and I'm getting better at that, and I'm getting more comfortable. That's why a lot of my content, if you go all the way down, I was so nervous, so scared. I was like, I don't know, people are going to say this, people will say that. And then I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. They can talk, they can say whatever, and that's not going to steer me away from what I want to do. And what I want to do is I want to impact the world. I want to change people's lives. And that's the number 10, and I'm not going to get to that until it's time. But number 10 is very, very important, because I want to take a minute out of this conversation. You need to be walking, have you talked to God, or are you close to God? And I'm not talking about, going to church. You can be close to God, in your own way, in your house. Invite him in your heart, and whenever you get a problem, be like, God, help me out with this problem. Take this burden and this problem from me and deal with it as you will, and give me the strength to keep going, to keep making content, to keep getting better, to keep learning, and to help me use me as a vessel to bring people closer to you so they can walk with you. So, and this doesn't mean you have to go to church, or you have to, get around biblical church going people. I'm just saying, in your own way, whenever I started letting God into my heart, and whenever I started walking with the Lord, I felt a presence, an energy in my body that I cannot explain. It is unexplainable. It is so magnetic, because the confidence that it gives you, because you know that he's there and he's speaking through you. So you're letting him take you and use you as a vessel to communicate with the other world. But back to this, humor and laughing, head nods. So whenever you're making a deal or something like that, and you're trying to help somebody, and they're trying to make a decision, and you're like, use your head. Use your head to guide them. Be a leader. In a sales environment, or whenever you're trying to help somebody, you're not trying to sell them. You're trying to help them. You're trying to help them make a decision that, yeah, it's going to cost a little bit, but what is it going to cost not making that decision down the road? What is it going to cost them if they don't make this decision? Is it going to cost them more money down the road? Is it going to cost them time? Is it going to cost them relationship, a marriage, of getting in shape? And see, this is what I failed to realize whenever I first got into social media and how to talk to people. Communication is a skill. Selling, eye contact, these micro skills. So number 1, smiling with your eyes. Don't look annoyed or not interested. Number 2, smiling while you're speaking. It's a very, very hard thing to do, but just smile. If they don't like it, they can look away, or if they don't like it, they can just whatever. These skills will put you to the top. And if you don't believe me, go to Andy Elliott's channel, and he went to the top. He's a 9-figure earner, and he talks about these micro skills, and I was like, if I want to learn sales, and if I want to be the best, I want to learn from the best. And I'm also reading this book. It's called Psychology of Selling, and it talks about how to position yourself to help, because sales is everything in life. Everything. If you're in a relationship, in a marriage, you're basically selling yourself. It's a sell. It's a transfer of energy. And that's what selling is. You're transferring an energy for a product that can help them. So you're changing their lives. That's what it is. It's not like whenever people have made us believe that sales is like some sleazy, car salesman that's just going to rip us off or scam us. And that's not what it is at all. And they gave sales a bad name and a bad rep. But don't let that steer you from increasing your skills and getting better. So head nod is number 5, posture. If you hold your shoulders back, if you have a lumped over posture and you're like this and you're walking around, put your shoulders back, guys. Put your chest up. Posture. My grandma, whenever I was younger, she said, Daniel, let's work on posture. And I was like, what? She goes, yeah, that's one thing that she learned, and my grandpa, he learned, that all you got to do is put your shoulders back. When you walk around, put your shoulders back. And you keep your posture upright and your shoulders back. And it keeps your frame a good posture. So you keep a good posture and you practice this and it becomes natural. And it shows confidence. It shows that you believe in yourself. And that stands out a lot in a room. Whenever you're going into a room and nobody knows you, your posture, these micro skills show, and they amplify. It's like throwing a rock in a lake. It ripples. It has a huge ripple effect to it. So hands. Keep your hands out of your pockets. The worst thing you can do is keep your hands in your pockets whenever you're talking. These are your storyteller. You know, whenever I'm even talking to my wife or whenever I'm just talking in general, I use my hands. These tell your story. You know, they can tell a story. They can amplify a story or lower a story. They can show movements. And you got to imagine you're talking to somebody with no eyes. Imagine you're trying to paint a picture of, and whenever you're talking to them, imagine you're trying to take on a journey and paint a picture so they can imagine it. So they can imagine, and when you do this, it makes the selling experience, they won't ever forget it. You know, and I'm not talking about like never forget in a bad way. Like, God, I will never forget that experience. That's horrible. No, these are your wands. These are magic, guys. Use them. Do not put them in your pockets because that shows that you're nervous, you're not confident, you're not a leader, you're not going to help them in any way. That shows that you're not confident in what you're selling, what you're doing. This doesn't have to pertain into sales. This can pertain whenever you're meeting a girl or whenever you're meeting a guy, whenever you're going into a new job interview. These micro skills, you can transfer into those things on those interviews. So they're going to be looking for this, and that's how they determine, you know, is this guy confident enough to work for this company? Can we trust this guy with information? You know, how confident is he to lead this team? Or how confident is he to do this task at this job and it be, you know, 100% done, that we know that he's going to get it done? So hands shows no energy. And then feet. So your feet, whenever you're not moving, so you see that I'm moving. Like I'll switch my posture. Like you can see I'm posturing and I'm moving. So I'll move. What that does is it keeps the person's attention. So every second that you're here, you know, I have to work for your attention, because if you don't change the movement, it's not going to keep somebody's attention. They're just going to get bored, or it's going to be just like one. That's how a lot of my videos, I was noticing, a lot of my videos, I was sitting in one spot and I was just like, and that is so like flip, scroll. Even though I have great things to say, you're not going to want to listen to me. So keep moving. And tonality. So whenever if your tonality is bland and you're not excited about what you're talking about, that's why I love sales. Ever since I started reading the book and I started getting into this, I'm like, holy crap, I have unlocked the number one skill that all billionaires and millionaires have been learning. Sales. They conquered sales and communication before even becoming a millionaire. That is the number one skill to learn, because it gets you in the door of how to close. If you can't close a deal, how are you going to learn to earn money? And I want to help you earn more money so you can grow. That's what all life is about, growth. And number 10, guys. Number 10 is very, very important. And it's the most important micro skill on this paper. Please listen to this. Words that are godlike. When you talk to your audience, let God talk through you. Does that make sense? Let me take you over here. You're in the dark. Be excited for what you're talking about. Be excited for the skill that you're teaching people and make them godlike. Be excited because you're helping them transition from wherever pain and state that they're in to another better state. Help them out. Be excited for what you're doing. And be godlike. Look at these. These are micro skills that anybody can learn, that the top people in this world master. And if you master these, you will go to the top. I just wanted to make this video, and I hope it helps you. Please share it with somebody that needs it, that will help them. And I hope y'all have a good day. And if you're sitting there and you're just like, man, I want to start a channel, or I want to start a business, or I want to create an app. What's stopping you? What is stopping you? You're stopping yourself. If you don't know how, well, research. It's okay. Or ask me. Be like, hey man, how do you start an app? Or how do you start a business? It doesn't cost nothing. Those are misbeliefs. It doesn't cost nothing to start a business. You just got to believe in yourself. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't matter who doesn't like you out here. People are not going to like you. People are going to love you. Some people aren't going to like you. It's okay. It is okay. It's okay. If what was it? 4 years ago, I was addicted to alcohol, and 10 years ago, I was addicted to weed and cigarettes, and I smoked for like 15 years. And I stopped all that because I believed in myself, and I believed that I could do better things. And I knew that these things that were keeping me back, I knew they had to go because they were addictions. It's all about subtraction. Subtract from your life. Don't add to your life. Don't add, and a lot of people are not going to see this through their addictions because you think that addiction is getting you to a much better place, but it's actually hindering your growth as a person, in your relationship. And I'm here with you every step of the way. You just got to reach out, But learn these micro skills. Write them down. Every video that I make, please take a notebook and piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and write them down. Write down what I'm teaching you or what I'm telling you. And then really just think about it. If you add this to your life, how much farther can I go? I believe in you. Love you guys.